So we're basically starting with a whole new chapter in this Reno project. We've just completed the bathroom, and now we're going to start with the middle house. And the middle house, as you know, is really a separate building from the big house and from the little house, the tiny house. The tiny house used to be a little shed, basically, and we converted it as the first priority, and we're living in that now. The big house is basically tool storage. An appendix to the big house is a bathroom, and this is the middle house, and why it's built, I have absolutely no idea. It's a bit of a strange building with one of the sides squared, well, cornered off in a 45-degree corner. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange building, but our plan is to turn this into our entrance, our hallway, the way you enter the property. So our main entrance door is going to be on that wall. Gonna cut that open and then relocate the door from the big house to here. And then we're gonna have a staircase up in this strange corner over here. That's going to the first floor of the middle house, and from there you go into the big house, which will house the kitchen and living and the roof terrace on top of the bathroom. So what I need to do here is I need to get it finished, because in order for me to work on the rest of the property, I need to move a lot of stuff, tools and supplies in here. And also I'm gonna need a stairs, because at the moment I'm using the outside garden steps up. It's not ideal. And eventually we're gonna have to move our big fridge and couch and all that stuff through, yeah, an opening in the roof here, in the ceiling here. So that's probably going to be a staircase that I'm going to build. Is going to be a removable staircase, so that we can have an opening with a hoist to lift all the big cumbersome things up. But anyway, before we start with the carpentry, I'm going to do the floor. And although it would make more sense to start working on my door here and my garden entrance door there, because that all needs to be rebuilt, and in fact this wall over here needs to be opened up. It would make more sense to do that before I start pouring a floor, but I just want to have a floor. I just want to have a level, clean floor to work on. It changes the whole perception for me as to, yeah, well, I don't know as to what. It just feels so much neater and tidier if at least you have a flat, smooth, horizontal concrete floor. Now the floor that's in here is sort of a concrete floor with on top the residue of the mortar that's been used to glue down tiles. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at a mortar with the imprint of the underside of tiles that have been here before. We're not going to make too much fuss out of it. I am going to pour a cement, a thin cement I make myself, to level the deepest pits, and then on top of that I am going to use a leveling concrete. That's just for the last, 5 millimeter or so. I think in total we'll have to do an average of 2 centimeter leveling. Yeah, and it's just too much to do that in leveling cement. Well, before I do anything, I'm going to line the floor with a plastic foil, because I want to insulate the old floor from the new concrete. I don't want any moisture, if possible, to migrate up into my new floor on which I'm going to lay my tiles. So I am going to line the floor with plastic sheet, and then I am going to deposit some of that fiberglass reinforcement mesh. I have that left over. I had a big roll. I used some of it for the bathroom. I have a lot left over, so why not? I'm just going to line it, and then I'm going to yeah, well, start pouring my own concrete, my own leveling concrete, which is basically just sand and cement, grey Portland cement and water. And then when that is set, I think tomorrow or the day after, we're gonna start layering with a leveling cement to make it really, really smooth and level. So, let's just get started. Today is going to be a really hot day again. 35 degrees, close to 100 Fahrenheit. So I put some well, reflecting insulation board against the door of the chicken coop. Reflect the sun away, because I still have 3 broody girls who don't want to come out. So I got the fan on full blast in there. I got insulating board, white insulating board on top of the roof to reflect the sun. I have this insulating board. We have put up the whole tent system there. Oh yeah, and then I've got the mist system going. That's going for most of the day really. And then yeah, we hope to keep it cool. I mean, I can take off my t-shirt, but these guys, they're walking around in a duna, right? All day long. So yeah, well, we do everything we can. The floor, yeah, well, have a look. So this is all sort of set and cured. Well, cement doesn't cure in a day, but this is secured enough for me to start pouring the leveling concrete on. Is this now? I'm not looking at, no. Every single time when I poured concrete on this whole project, I have found paw prints, but no, that can't be paw prints. I had everything closed up properly. Yeah, well, it is not, it's not really level. I could have done a much better job, but I didn't, and I didn't because I wasn't organized enough. So yeah, we're just gonna pour leveling concrete. I've got 6 bags in total of this, oh no, 5 bags of this greyage, and yeah, I've used it a lot before. 6 liters of water in a tub, dump the bag in, mix it with the electric mixer. I'm not going to do that in the cement mixer, just a hand mixer, and then pour it out, and then I use an old rake to sort of manipulate it to flow in places where it should flow, huh? The idea is that it's leveling and that this floor is like smooth when we're done. I hope 5 bags is enough, I really do. Otherwise, well, I have to get some more. So I've cleaned the wall, that crazy 45-degree angle wall. I've cleaned it, sort of taken all the loose parts of the loose old render by hammering it with the blunt end of the hammer, but also with the claw, and just pulling everything that's dodgy off. Then I've brushed it with a hard brush and wetted it, and then I have smeared a primer on it. It's a it's what is it? Let me have a look. Sous enduit de restauration à la chaux. So that means a primer render for the restoration of lime. So this is a primer. I can finish it off with a lime render, and it'll keep the benefits of lime. Breathability, removal of I believe CO2 from the air, and all these benefits lime has, opposing to a Portland cement based render. Yeah, or another chemical modern render. So yeah, it's fairly rough, but it needs to be rough so that later the render will have something to hold on to, huh? But you know, this gives me already a little bit more of a tidy feeling, with the floor flat and clean, and that wall clean. By tomorrow it'll be dry, and so slowly we start to make it look a little bit more attractive to work here. It really helps me with my emotional state, so to say. I am going to flood the floor once more with this leveling cement. Reason being is that we just need more, and this leveling cement is a cheaper one than the more expensive one. Cheaper in the sense that it costs me less, but it performs a little bit less. I can only maximum add a layer of 3 mil per time. The more expensive ones you could up to 8 mil or so. But that's okay. I just ground down some of the high spots and we'll flood it, and then tomorrow probably again. And eventually we'll have a very smooth floor. But it's already looking better, it's smelling better, and it's feeling better. Yeah, so I'll quickly flood this floor and then I'm done for today. It was incredibly hot, 35 degrees, that's close to 100 Fahrenheit. It's just keeping on drinking water. Right, let's carry on. Yeah, so this has been drying overnight now. That's nice. I'm really happy with this. It's a hard surface, and it provides enough key for me to yeah, finish it with any other type of rendering. But I do want, because here's gonna be the stairs up, and people might touch the wall while they go up, so I might opt for a fairly hard rendering. Yeah, I need to see. But even this material I could use as a finish, but I would have to paint over it because it's not white. We want to have it white. But yeah, that's I'm really happy with it. Place looks already better. This new floor. One wall done. We'll do the other wall today, and then we start painting the ceiling. Yeah, it cleans it out, and it already feels better to be here and more inviting to work here. Let's do this other wall today. Not the entire wall, because we're gonna remove part of the wall. This is gonna be the main entrance door. It's gonna be sitting here. We'll move that from the big house to here. So we don't need to work on this side, really. But the rest we can do, huh? We can at least clean it, tidy it up. And yeah, smack one coat on. Let's do this. Well, so today I would like to start with the main entrance door. We gotta relocate the main entrance door from the big house where it is now, which will become a guest bedroom, to our entrance, our foyer, so to speak, behind me. And you know what? There has been a door in the past. I can see it on the brickwork outside. There has been a door where that mailbox is sitting now. There used to be a door, so opening this up I think it will be fairly easy, because that's not natural stone, that's just filled in with yeah, concrete blocks or bricks or whatever. So I don't think that's going to be a big problem. What's going to be difficult is removing the old door, because yeah, that's been sitting there for ages, and yeah, we want to have it, we want to remove it in one piece. Obviously. Now it's not a door that we particularly like. We don't really like the look of it. But main entrance doors are really expensive. And therefore I figured, you know, maybe we can yeah, sort of refurbish it. Do something with it. Because, you know, it's a proper door. So what I've been thinking of is replacing the glass and this metal bar system. Metal bars can go out, the glass can go out. The glass is in fact another little door in it that you should be able to open so that you get air in while you still have the door closed and it's all safe. But we don't want to have this door open because we've got traffic in this street. Not an awful lot of traffic, but we do got traffic in this street. So this can be a permanently closed door. And also we don't really care for the glass. I have been asking around several people, what would you do with this door? And they all said, move the glass, remove the glass. put something else in it, wood or nice wood carving or something like that. Now, and we do have wooden panels, carved wooden panels. We bought a while back from our favorite brocante shop. Let me show you. So have a look at these panels. We've got two of them. I'm not really sure what they are, what they have been used for. Cupboard doors or something, but they do have, yeah, these carvings in them. And yeah, I think it could be pretty cool to replace the glass with one of these panels. And I've measured it. It will work. We'll still have to fill up a gap, say 5 centimeters, 2 inches or so, because they're a little bit too short. They're a little bit too wide, but I could trim this off. I think it would be cool. I think it could be really, really cool. And then either we varnish the door if the wood matches the existing door with this, or we can do it all in, what's it called, that red, Basque Rouge, Basque red, which is the color of, you know, our house as stipulated by the authorities. If we have to change the color from our shutters and our door and our then we would have to apply for a change of the color, because this Basque Rouge is the color we have to adhere to on the street side. So yeah, I could paint it with Basque Rouge, the whole door. Yeah, I mean, I still have to ask Nadia for permission. I have to send them some photos. Let me take some photos right now. And then, but I think that could be cool, and they're sturdy panels. Well, let's wait for her permission. So I got my my door here, my old door, and it's a good door, and it's a good door frame, so we're gonna reuse it. I don't want to buy a new door with all the complications that come with something new, sizing, etc. And doors are bloody expensive, huh? Entrance doors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to strip it. This metal grating has to come out. And then, yeah, and then we have this old glass insert. Well, that can go. Well, I'm not throwing it away, but because who knows what we can do with it or parts of it. And then we have this this wood carved panel that we're going to make to size and then fit in the door, and then I think we're gonna all cover it with new paint, the Basque rouge, the red, so that you don't see differences in color. And yeah, well, that's the color of the house on the street side. So well, let's just start stripping this door. Yeah, I don't understand plants. I really don't. I don't understand the difference between a plant and a weed, and why a weed is a weed and not a plant, or like a flower, or why certain plants you don't want and certain plants you do want. So it's really hard for me to manage this lot here. We have, yeah, a guy who can help us with this, but what he does is just cutting everything down, while we want to have a very lush, yeah, sort of a lush plant situation here, you know. I mean, you can see the little house, it's just like I'm in the jungle, big bush. Now it's good to keep the sun out, because this is really where the sun is hitting at in the morning, but yeah. It shouldn't look like no one has been there for decades, right? It should be lush and voluptuous, but not disabandoned, you know. So anyway, but what I'm doing now is, you see that line running here, this cable along the wall? That is that cable there, that black cable. That is my internet, and it comes somewhere from under the ground here, and then it runs up the wall, and it runs all along the wall, here, and then it goes inside the house and up to the main, well, electricity panel. But of course it's at this moment running in front of where my new door needs to be, which is here where the mailbox is sitting now. You see, that's an old cutout. It's a door has been there before, but that cable is running there, so it needs to be relocated. And I have no experience with glass fiber and glass fiber cable, and so I have to call. I had to get the guys out from the company where we get our internet from, Orange. And they can come any moment. I have already sort of established a new route for the cable and drilled a hole in the wall. So he doesn't have to do too much, but what he needs to do is leave me with enough cable, connect the two ends, and yeah, that's basically it. But for him, in order to stick the cable through the hole in the wall here, I need to make sure that it's safe, right? And all those roses have these prickly thorns. Yeah, can't have that. So I'm just yeah, trying to thin out the bush. Yeah, and then I need to clear out this patch here, of course, because that's going to be a walkway to the front door. Remove this oak beam. And at the same time today I will render my well, my old door entrance. Yeah, give that a layer before the sun sets too high. So my appointment with the technician from the internet provider is at 10 o'clock and it's now 11:15 and he's not here, he hasn't been, and I haven't heard from him. Well, he has my phone number. You know, and this is an appointment I'm paying for, huh? Yeah, and that's France. You gotta be put up, you gotta be willing to be put up with this kind of thing. An appointment, you know, that's just a rough indication of when it's going to happen. Yeah, and coming from a very crowded, very busy Southeast Asian city where I lived for well over a decade, that took me quite some time to get used to. Also, you always have to have a lot of patience here. If you're standing in a queue, in a line at the bakery, and the sales lady is talking with a client, then you just wait, you know. It could take 5 minutes. You just have to be patient. On the other hand, they'll also have time for you, and I've often felt, you know, in a rush to get my things done because people were waiting behind me, but you can take your time, and people are super helpful. I mean, if the guy arrives here from Orange and I would ask him to help me lift a bucket up my trailer, he'd do it. Probably he'd do it. Same with the garbage people, you know. I've had every Wednesday morning I take the garbage out, which is this plastic container, and one morning I had the garbage out, and next to it I had a few buckets of garden waste that I was going to bring to the tip, to the déchetterie where it needs to go. And when I arrived back home, my container was empty and the buckets with garden debris were empty. So, you know, they're so flexible. You put a garbage bag next to it, they'll lift the garbage bag and take it with them, instead of saying, oh, we only stick to the containers because we're not allowed to lift anything. That sort of stuff, you know. People are a lot more flexible here, and you have to deal with it whether you like it or not. Oh, yeah, that's a good thing. But being young, and I still consider myself young, that would also be one of the reasons to leave this area, because I'm afraid you can get institutionalized. And if you grow up here and you stay here for all of your life, your working life, you probably wouldn't fit in a fast-paced society anymore. But anyway, that's not for now. I enjoy it way too much here. So, let's just carry on.